Your person was forced to leave you. Finally. Now the full shocking truth. Archangel Michael says, "Listen carefully to this message because it is not only a revelation but also a deep unveiling of secrets that were hidden in the shadows for far too long." From the very beginning, you were made to believe that the separation between you and your person was natural, that it was a choice or perhaps destiny's cruel play. But the truth is far darker, far heavier, and far more controlled than you could have ever imagined. The forces at work behind this are not ordinary. They manipulated situations, created traps, and forced decisions that were never meant to be. Your person was cornered, pushed against invisible walls, and made to walk away when deep inside, walking away was the last thing they ever wanted to do. There is a silence that surrounds the truth, but now the silence is breaking. And as these words flow into your soul, you will begin to see the threads, the hidden links, and the faces of those who made sure that love, trust, and union were torn apart. But heaven does not keep secrets forever. When the time of exposure arrives, even the deepest lies cannot survive the piercing light of truth. And that time is here, this moment, this very instant. As you listen, you are about to be shown why everything unfolded in the way it did. The reality of your situation is that your person was targeted. They were not allowed to stay close to you because the bond you shared was too powerful, too pure, and too protective. People who feared losing control over them acted quickly, and they disguised their actions in ways that appeared normal on the surface. They whispered lies, planted doubts, and twisted reality until your person believed that leaving was the only way to protect you, or themselves. It was never about lack of love. It was never about rejection. It was always about manipulation and force. Even as they walked away, their heart pulled back toward you, like a flame that refuses to be extinguished. But the pressure they faced was not from one person alone. It was a network of influence, hands that reached from unexpected places, pushing, trapping, and threatening. Now you begin to understand that the story you believed for so long was incomplete. It was written for you by those who never wanted you to see the raw truth. But heaven has opened the book to a page that was hidden, and the words written there will change the way you see everything. Type Amen 444 if you are ready for clarity to enter your life. Your person carried secrets that they could not speak. They were bound by fear, by pressure, and by circumstances that kept them in silence. Imagine someone screaming within but unable to let the sound escape. This was their reality. The heaviness in their spirit was not about you. It was about the chains they could not break at that time. Chains placed by others who had something to gain from their absence in your life. Even the timing of their exit was orchestrated. Every detail was designed to make it appear random or inevitable. But now, step by step, heaven is allowing the curtains to fall away, and you will finally see that behind the scene, there were faces with intentions darker than night. Do not allow your heart to believe that love failed. No, love was trapped, held hostage, and silenced. But even when held in silence, love never dies. It continues to breathe in hidden ways, waiting for its chance to rise again. Type Amen 555 to declare freedom over what was bound. You may have felt moments when their spirit was reaching out to you. Dreams, sudden emotions, unexpected signs that they were still near. This was not your imagination. These were the invisible cords still tying your souls together, even when physical distance tried to convince you otherwise. Your person wanted you to know but could not speak. They wanted to stay but could not fight alone. And so they carried the pain of pretending, while inside, their soul bled for what was stolen. The hidden forces that created this separation thought they would win by breaking the bond. But they underestimated the endurance of truth. They did not realize that what heaven joins, no human manipulation can erase forever. And now, you are standing at the threshold of revelation. The whispers, the lies, the schemes are crumbling, because heaven's timing is here. Everything that was concealed is about to be laid bare, and when it is, you will feel both the pain of betrayal and the power of freedom. Type Amen 222 if you are ready for divine exposure to take place. Archangel Michael says, "My child, open your heart and let these words sink deeply, for this is not just a message, it is an unveiling of a hidden story. A story that was stolen from you, rewritten by forces that did not want you to know why your person left you. The beginning of your pain was never natural, it was orchestrated, pushed into motion by hands that moved in the dark. From the first day of separation, questions burned within you. Yet answers were denied, and silence became the weapon that kept you restless. What you thought was abandonment was actually a forced exile, a pulling away designed to break your spirit. Your person's steps away from you were not their choice. They were cornered, pressured, and pushed into a corner so tight that they believed leaving you was their only option. But heaven saw the truth, and heaven has kept it for this moment to reveal to you. This revelation is not light, it is heavy, but within it lies your freedom. Once you know what was hidden, your spirit will no longer live in confusion. You will see that love was not lost, only stolen, only forced into silence. Type Amen 111 to receive strength to handle what is unfolding. The first layer of truth is that people around your person saw the bond between you as dangerous. Not dangerous because it was harmful, but because it was powerful, so powerful that it threatened their control. When light and truth merge in love, it shakes the very foundation of those who profit from deception. Your person was isolated. Lies were whispered into their ears, doubts were fed into their heart, and threats were placed around their path. This was not one event but a chain reaction of manipulation, all designed to separate them from you. Still, in the quiet of the night, their heart cried out for you. They wanted to return, but every attempt was blocked. Every sign of movement toward you was intercepted by forces that had much to lose if the two of you remained together. Now those same forces are trembling, for their hidden work is collapsing. What they built with secrecy cannot survive exposure. And you, chosen one, are the one to see the truth first, so that your spirit is no longer bound by false stories. Type Amen 222 if you are ready for the hidden to come into light. There is another part of the story, the weight your person carried. They were forced to carry burdens that were not theirs. Promises they did not make, debts they did not owe, fears that were planted into them until they no longer knew how to fight. They walked away, but every step was filled with regret. Their soul knew what they were leaving behind, but they were told it was for your safety, that staying would endanger you. The cruelest part is that they believed it, because the threats around them were real. You must understand, the love never left. What left was their freedom to choose. They were caged, silenced, and forced into an exile they did not want. Heaven does not reveal this to you so that you may hurt. Heaven reveals this so that you may rise. For the one who was taken from you never stopped carrying your name in their soul, and now, the truth is preparing to return to you. Type Amen 333 if you are ready for freedom to touch your heart. Your dreams, your sudden moments of sadness, your feelings that someone was still tied to you, none of them were illusions. These were the signals of a connection that could not be erased. Even across the forced distance, love fought to send you signs. You were meant to feel those waves of emotion because they carried a truth your eyes could not see. Your person was whispering without sound, reaching without hands, crying without voice, but still trying to tell you, I never wanted to leave. Those who forced this separation thought they had succeeded. They believed that time would erase your love. But what they underestimated was that heaven's timing cannot be undone by human schemes. Now the cracks are showing. The lies are splitting open. The story is no longer theirs to control, for the truth belongs to heaven, and heaven has chosen to place it in your hands. Type Amen 444 if you are ready for chains to break. Archangel Michael says, take courage now, for each word I share is like a sword cutting through the web of lies that bound you. You have carried the weight of confusion long enough, but now the truth will walk into your life with power. It will not come softly, it will come with force, because heaven has decided the time of exposure is here. The pressure placed upon your person was not accidental. They were dragged into a cycle of manipulation, fear, and threats that pulled them away from the path they wanted to walk. It was not their choice to leave, but a decision forced into their hands until it felt like the only way forward. When they walked away, a part of them shattered. They did not walk away with joy or peace, but with heaviness, regret, and chains around their soul. It was a departure soaked in sorrow, not in freedom. Now that truth is breaking open, you will no longer carry the story of abandonment. Instead, you will hold the story of hidden force and pressure, and you will begin to see clearly that your bond was never broken by choice, it was attacked. Type Amen 555 to claim back the truth that was stolen. The people who orchestrated this knew the strength of the connection between you. They understood that if you and your person remained together, nothing could break your unity. And so, they decided to separate what they could not control. They worked in shadows, but their shadows could not hide from heaven's gaze. Every plan they made, every word they twisted, every step they forced was recorded in the spiritual realm. And now, their record is being opened. Your person's silence was not weakness. It was survival. They were told if they spoke, worse things would happen, not just to them but to you as well. So they carried the burden of silence, choosing to endure the pain alone rather than see you harmed. But silence has an expiration date. And that expiration date is now. The truth is moving, and nothing can stop it. Type Amen 666 if you are ready to break the silence that bound your story. The second layer of truth is deeper still. Your person was not only forced by human influence, they were spiritually attacked. Dark energies surrounded their life, pulling strings like puppeteers, ensuring that confusion and fear reigned. These energies knew that if love survived, it would destroy their plans. Every night your person battled in silence. Some nights they won, some nights they lost, but through it all, the thought of you kept their soul breathing. They remembered your presence, your light, your love, and even when they were far, it anchored them. The battle was fierce, and it still lingers in their spirit. They may appear distant, but their heart has never stopped fighting. It is still searching for the way back, still craving the freedom that was stolen from them. You must know this, the manipulation did not erase their feelings. It only buried them under layers of fear. And now, those layers are being torn away. You may wonder why heaven waited to reveal this until now. The answer is timing. Some truths cannot be revealed until the heart is ready to receive them, and until the enemy's work is weakened enough to collapse. This is that time. Your soul is stronger than it was when this began. You are more awake now, more prepared to hold the truth without letting it crush you. Heaven has built you into a vessel that can carry the weight of exposure and still rise higher. The lies are losing their grip. The manipulators who thought they succeeded are trembling, for their grip is slipping. The story they controlled is no longer theirs to hold, because heaven has taken the pen out of their hand. Now the narrative belongs to truth. And truth is always heavier, stronger, and more enduring than lies. Type Amen 888 if you are ready to receive heaven's timing over this revelation. Their forced departure was never permanent. It was an exile with an expiration. Even when they were far, the pull toward you never weakened. Distance did not break the bond, it only stretched it. Heaven is showing you now that the distance was a season, not the end. A season of testing, of silence, of shadows, but not a season without purpose. Even in the pain, there was a preparation happening inside both of you. Your person was being broken in ways that stripped them of false influences. They were being reshaped, even in their exile. And you, though hurt, were being strengthened to receive them back not in weakness, but in clarity. What was stolen is coming back with power. And the return will not be silent, it will be undeniable. Type Amen 999 to declare the return of what was stolen. Archangel Michael says, "Let your heart stay steady, because this truth is not a small revelation, it is a storm breaking open the sky." For so long you believed this story ended with loss, with abandonment, with rejection. But what you believed was not reality, it was the version of the story that others wanted you to accept. Now, the veil is lifting. The silence that has clouded your life is cracking. The true account of why your person left you is pouring out like water that can no longer be contained. The ones who pushed them away thought they could bury this secret forever. They believed that if enough time passed, the wounds would scar over and you would forget. But heaven does not allow truth to rot in silence. The silence is ending now. The exposure has begun. And in this exposure, your spirit will finally find peace where there was only torment. Type Amen 1111 if you are ready to let peace replace torment. Your person's exit was shaped by more than just people. It was shaped by systems, by pressures from groups that acted like invisible chains. The harder they tried to resist, the tighter those chains pulled. They were told stories that frightened them, threatened them, manipulated their sense of responsibility. They were told leaving you would protect you. They were told it was the only way to keep you safe from dangers you could not see. And so, with a heavy heart, they chose to carry pain rather than risk bringing danger to your door. They sacrificed their own joy, believing it would shield you. That sacrifice has weighed on their soul every day since. They never abandoned you in spirit. They only obeyed what they believed was a forced destiny. But heaven never intended this separation to last. Type Amen 12:12 if you accept the return of what was always meant for you. Do you see how everything was designed? Every timing, every obstacle, every excuse, it all lined up like a script written by hidden hands. But no script written by darkness can stand against heaven's rewriting. The moment your person walked away, heaven marked the day when truth would come forward. That day is this one. The unraveling has started, and the script of deception is being torn apart line by line. Your person's silence was painful, but in their silence they prayed for you. They hoped you would not give up on them completely. Their soul whispered your name into the night, even when their mouth could not speak it aloud. This is why you still felt them. This is why their presence never left you. Because in the spirit, distance cannot destroy what is divinely tied. Type Amen 13:13 if you are ready for divine rewriting of your story. Their forced departure was a battlefield. You were not abandoned, you were dragged into a war you could not see. But heaven fought beside you, and though you suffered, you were never defeated. The enemy's plan was to break you. To make you doubt yourself. To make you believe you were not worthy of loyalty, of love, of commitment. But heaven would not allow that seed to take root. Instead, through the pain, you became stronger. Through the waiting, you became wiser. Through the separation, you became sharper in spirit. The same heaven that shaped you has been shaping your person too. And soon, the two paths shaped by fire will collide again. Type Amen 14:14 if you are ready for heaven's collision to happen in your favor. There is more hidden truth you must know. Your person carried not only fear but also guilt. They were convinced that if they stayed close, the chaos would hurt you. That guilt was a heavy chain that kept them silent. They loved you too deeply to risk your safety. And so, instead of standing by your side, they stood at a distance, hoping time would protect you both. They thought they were choosing wisely, but in reality, they were being misled. The manipulators around them wanted that guilt to grow, because guilt is the most effective prison. And so, your person lived in two prisons, the outer prison of manipulation and the inner prison of guilt. But prisons can break. Chains can fall. And heaven is showing you that the time of release is finally here. Type Amen 15:15 if you believe chains are falling right now. They still carry you in their soul. They still feel you in their spirit. Even after everything, your energy and their energy have remained connected like two flames separated by walls but never extinguished. This is why you sometimes feel sudden surges of emotion. This is why tears come without explanation. This is why dreams bring their face back to you. These are not coincidences. They are the evidence of a bond that refuses to die. The separation may have lasted long, but eternity is not measured by distance. Eternity is measured by the strength of connection. And your connection has survived storms meant to destroy it. Heaven is now bringing the connection into open light. The season of shadows is over. Type Amen 16:16 if you believe the shadows are leaving your story. Archangel Michael says, the breaking point has arrived, and every word you are receiving now is preparing you for what comes next. For too long the truth has been buried, wrapped in layers of lies, and hidden under shadows meant to keep you blind. But heaven cannot stay silent forever, and heaven cannot allow you to carry pain without clarity any longer. The very moment your person was taken from your side, heaven marked it with a seal. That seal was a promise that one day, the real story would be revealed. Today, you stand in the fulfillment of that promise. The lies are not stronger than the truth. The chains are not stronger than the light. The manipulation that once seemed impossible to defeat is now collapsing under its own weight. Your heart is being prepared to see the complete picture. No more half-truths, no more confusion, no more silence. Only exposure, only unveiling, only freedom. Type Amen 17:17 to welcome this unveiling into your spirit. The ones who forced your person to leave knew exactly what they were doing. They played on their fears, they attacked their vulnerabilities, and they struck at the deepest parts of their soul. Their goal was not only to take them from you but also to make them believe they had no strength to fight. But they miscalculated. They forgot that love plants roots too deep to be removed by force. They forgot that when two souls are tied, no scheme of darkness can cut the bond completely. Your person carried your love in silence. They carried it like a hidden treasure, guarded fiercely in the quiet places of their heart. Even when they could not show it, even when they could not speak it, they never let go. That treasure is about to be revealed. What was buried is about to rise. What was hidden is about to speak. Type Amen 18:18 if you are ready for the hidden treasure to rise. The distance was long, but it was not wasted. You were refined through it. They were tested through it. And now, both of you stand stronger than you were at the beginning. Their silence was not weakness, it was endurance. Your patience was not emptiness, it was preparation. Together, though apart, you were being prepared for something that could not be touched by lies. You must understand that your story is not ending in separation. It is unfolding toward restoration. Heaven has written a final chapter that looks nothing like the middle you endured. This is why you must not give up now. The final chapter is not tragedy, it is triumph. Type Amen 19:19 if you believe your story is unfolding into triumph. There were nights your person cried silently. Tears you never saw, wounds you never touched, fears you never heard. Yet those tears were not wasted, they reached heaven, and heaven stored them. Each tear was a prayer. Each sigh was a call. Each silent thought of you was written into the book of remembrance. Even when they believed they were forgotten, they were not. Heaven never forgot. And now, the record is being opened. The cries, the prayers, the silent longings, they are all being answered in this season. The answers are coming not as whispers but as undeniable movements. Movements that will shift everything in your favor. Type Amen 2020 to declare that your answers are arriving. The lies of abandonment are breaking. The lies of rejection are being shattered. The false story that made you feel unloved is collapsing into dust. You were never unwanted. You were never left behind because you were not enough. You were targeted because your connection was too much, too strong, too powerful for those who wanted control. Your person knows this now more clearly than before. The fog is lifting from their eyes, and they are beginning to see who was behind their forced departure. The more they see, the more they long to undo the damage. That longing is pulling them closer. It is unstoppable. It is guided by heaven itself. Type Amen 2121 if you are ready for heaven to guide their steps back. Their silence may have broken your heart, but their return will heal it. Their distance may have wounded your spirit, but their closeness will restore it. Their exile may have felt final, but it was only temporary. The truth is returning them to you. The truth is dismantling the barriers. The truth is making the path straight again. No more manipulation, no more shadows, no more silence. Only exposure, clarity, and return. And when it happens, you will know it was not by chance, it was by divine design. Type Amen 2222 if you are ready for the divine design to unfold.